You ever stop and think about what's actually going on inside your phone when it gives you directions? Or how a streaming service just knows the perfect movie for you to watch next? Well, it all runs on a set of really powerful, totally invisible instructions. And trust me, once you see them, you're going to start noticing them absolutely everywhere. So that brings us to the big question, right? The one that's at the heart of our entire modern world. We trust these amazing machines with so much, but how do they actually go about solving problems or, making decisions? How does a computer think?
Well, here's the simple and maybe kind of surprising answer. It doesn't. Not like a person does, anyway. A computer doesn't have intuition. It has zero creativity. What it is an incredibly obedient follower of a recipe. A very, very precise, step-by-step set of instructions to get a job done.
And this recipe, it has a formal name. It's a name that's basically the key to unlocking everything from artificial intelligence to your social media feed. It's called an algorithm.
And what's so incredible is the sheer power behind this really simple idea. I mean, at its core, an algorithm is just a list of instructions. That's it. Without it, the most powerful supercomputer on Earth is just an expensive box of metal and sand. The algorithm is the spark, the command that turns that useless hardware into a problem-solving machine. And this is why that recipe analogy is so perfect. A computer follows its instructions with absolute, total precision. It can't just eyeball a measurement or decide to substitute an ingredient on a whim. If the steps are flawless, you get a perfect result every single time. But one tiny wrong step, one missing ingredient, and the whole thing can fall apart.
Okay, so if an algorithm is a recipe, what are its basic parts?
Well, it turns out that pretty much every algorithm, from the one sorting your email to the one landing a rover on Mars, can be broken down into three main stages. It takes something in, it does something with it, and it gives something back.
First, you've got the input. These are the inputs. These are the ingredients, all the raw data the algorithm needs to even get started. Then comes the process. This is where the recipe gets followed. The chopping, the mixing, the cooking. It's that whole sequence of calculations and logic that transforms the input. And finally, you get the output. The finished dish, the answer to your question, the solution to the problem.
Let's make this super real for a second. You type a question into a search engine. That's your input. Instantly, I mean literally in a split second, an algorithm sifts through the entire internet, analyzing and ranking billions of pages. That's the process. And that neat, organized list of links it gives you, that's the output. Input, process, output, all happening at a totally mind-boggling scale.
Now, following a fixed recipe is one thing. That's already pretty cool, but what if a recipe could get better every single time you used it? This is where we take a huge leap into the world of modern AI, with a little thing called machine learning. And here is the real game changer. A standard algorithm is static. It's a fixed recipe that never changes. But a machine learning algorithm, it's dynamic. It's designed to actually learn from the data it sees, constantly tweaking its own process to get smarter and more accurate as it goes. Think about it like this. How would you teach a computer to recognize a cat? You wouldn't write a recipe like look for pointy ears and then look for whiskers. That's impossible. Instead, you show a machine learning algorithm thousands, maybe millions of cat pictures. And it starts to find the patterns all by itself, building its own understanding. It's not just following a recipe anymore. It's learning how to write its own.
Now, I know this might all sound a little bit like science fiction, but it's really not. This technology is already woven so deeply into your daily life, just running silently in the background, like the hidden wiring of our world. I mean, have you ever wondered how your map app magically finds a way around a traffic jam? That's a super complex algorithm weighing dozens of factors in real time. Or what about that new show a streaming service suggested that you ended up loving? Yep, that's a learning algorithm that's figuring out your taste. From your voice assistant to your newsfeed, these engines are absolutely everywhere. And that brings us right back to the main idea here. These algorithms really are the invisible engines of our time. And understanding them isn't just a techie skill anymore. It's becoming a fundamental part of just understanding the world we're building and, the world we live in right now.
And let's be clear, this is the foundation. I mean, whether we're talking about huge breakthroughs in medicine, developing self-driving cars, or creating AI that's genuinely helpful, it all comes down to our ability to write, to refine, and to understand these powerful, powerful recipes.
They really are. They are the silent, logical force that turns all this chaotic data into intelligent action. So the next time your phone gives you the perfect answer, just remember that invisible engine in the background, busy cooking up the result. You now have the lens to see this hidden layer of the world. The only question is, what are you going to notice now?